tiny little hash mark in between, those represent 10 feet. So, right, so if I was counting, it'd be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on up to 200 and all the way up to 500. So that's what I'm looking at when I'm looking at a 500-foot scale. So what I want to do is I want to measure this particular rectangle. So I'm going to take my measurements and I'm going to measure, and here's the thing that you notice right off the bat. You saw what I drew with? I drew with this pen, and this pen has a thickness of almost 10 feet. So the first thing I'm going to have to ask myself is, am I going to measure from the outside or the inside of the square? So I have an ID, which is inner dimension, and I have an OD, which is outer dimension. And I'm going to measure the outer dimension, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure right here from the top. I've got my 0 right here on the outer side. I'm going to measure all the way over here to the outside of the rectangle on this side. And if I want to measure that, remembering that this from here to here is 500 feet. So this is 100, 200, 200, 300, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000 feet, 1,100 feet, 1,200 feet, plus 10, 20, 30, about 40. So this is about 1,240 feet. If I measure my outer dimension then the other way, the other direction, I'm going to say this is 100, 200, 300, 400, and 10, 20, 30, 40, probably about 50. So I look at that. Well, I already forgot what I was measuring. 450 feet. So now I know the dimensions of my rectangle are 1,240 by 450 feet. I didn't have to do any other math other than to add a 0 onto the numbers that I'm looking at on my engineer's scale. Hopefully that makes sense. We'll talk through a little bit more of this in class, but that's the essence of using an engineer's scale.